Hi everyone, it's Ashley channel. Thank you so much first of all for clicking on my video. Today I'm just going to do a really quick little project here that I thought would be fun, and I thought I would show you guys how I plan to do that. So I have some scrap glitter pieces here, and my idea was to take this really pretty fabric that I got from Michael's, I want to say last year or the year before. Not 100% sure, but it is from Michael's. It was $14.99. I know I didn't pay $14.99 for it. I got it on sale one year. And these are the measurements of it. I'm not sure if you can find it, but I mean, it's just a black and white gingham pattern, which I really love for Christmas. So we're going to be using this, and my idea was to put some monograms on the fabric and use it to tie a couple of presents for the holidays here. So I just picked, of course, the traditional red. I picked a really pretty kind of multicolored glitter. It's not coming up super well on camera, but it's just really multicolored and beautiful. And then I also picked slash rose gold one, which I love. I love non-traditional colors for Christmas. Some would say to me it's not a non-traditional color. You know, in my household, pink is a neutral, but that's neither here nor there. So let's go ahead and hop into Design Space, and we will start getting our monograms ready. All right, here we are in Design Space. So for this project, I'm going to be using the Joy because it's going to be a fairly small project. So here I have my Joy selected. I'm just going to go ahead and go to New Project. And if you ever decide to change your design or maybe make it bigger than you expected, you can always go right here and change your machine, and it'll give you different options depending on what machine you have. So today, since it is a smaller project, I'm going to be using the Joy. I have it right here on my desktop, so it's nice and quick and easy. The first thing I'm going to do is I know that from the measurements on my ribbon, I know that my ribbon is 2.5 inches wide. So first I'm just going to go in and turn this to white. It's just easier on my eye, and I just prefer to have it white so I can really see what I'm doing here. But feel free to leave it that color or change it to whatever color you'd like. So now for the length, doesn't matter too much. We're just gonna focus on this height here, which is this way, which is the way I'm gonna measure it. But you just want to make sure one of those numbers are 2.5 and that you know which one is which. So I'm gonna make this one to 8, and this will represent my ribbon here. This is just gonna be a visual, just to give us an idea of how large we want to place our monogram. I'm in, get my shape, and I just sized it at 8 by 2.5, just so I have the width of my ribbon correctly, and I can size my monogram how I would like it. Again, they are all sized the same. They all came in just about, depending on the letters. But those look great to me. I think they look wonderful. And we can go ahead and hide the square. Then we have our 3 monograms here. So what I'm going to do, because I have these 3 pieces of scrap vinyl, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and color code these, so I don't get confused as to which one is going in which color, but also so that I can separate them on the mat, just so I don't have to try to piece them together and get the placement just right on the mat. I would rather just, in this case, load my mat 3 times. So we can go ahead and say make it. And as you can see here, it's going to separate all 3 of our monograms because we put them in 3 different colors. The only downside to this for me personally, other than obviously having to load and unload 3 mats, is you have to remember to mirror all 3 of them. So you have to remember to mirror 3 times instead of 1. It is very, very important anytime you're doing iron-on that you always, always mirror your image, okay? So we're just going to go through. I like to just run down, click on each one, and turn that mirror on. Now, When I'm done with that, as you can see, this one here is the last one that I just clicked is still the one up here. That used to always throw me off at first, and I would always load the wrong mat. So I just make it a habit now that after I do all my mats, I make sure the mirror's on. I just kind of go back up the list, double checking that the mirror's on, and then I end up on one so that I know that is our first mat and that's the first one I'm going to get loaded. So as that starts to pull up, referencing my mats here, I know that my silver iron-on is going to be first. So I do not have it set as a favorite here. So I'm going to go over to Browse All, and I'm going to go down to Glitter Iron-On. We will hit done. It's going to tell you to make sure that the mirror is on and that your iron-on material is face down, which is going to be the shiny side is perfect. So we can see that it goes almost all the way across. Right. So I'm just going to load my mats. I will just go down in order, loading and unloading. So my mat is not cooperating today. I probably need to give it a little wash. Wouldn't surprise me. So we will just go ahead and just tape down these corners here, just applying just a super tiny little bit of tape. So guys, I just wanted to show you too, I actually found in my stash, I found this at Dollar Tree one day. It's a standard grip mat for the Joy. This is what the packaging looks like here. Crafter square adhesive cutting mat. And I've had this for at least a couple months. I've been waiting to try it, and I just haven't. But I tried it now because of course my other mat didn't want to hold my glitter iron on too well. And I put it on, and it's working really, really good. It's really nice actually. So I will see how it holds up and how well it does, but first impressions is great. So I will go ahead and put this back on. Like I said, so far this mat is great. It's super sticky and it worked perfectly without a flaw. So I am super excited about that. Now, like I said, now I got this a couple months ago. So now that I've tried it and I've used it and it's great, I'll go back and I won't be able to find it. But if you see those in your Dollar Tree, I would recommend grabbing one because they are nice to have in a pinch, like I just found myself in, or just to use anyways. It's a great mat, so that's nice. Cost-effective way to craft. And I am all for it. So now I will just carefully weed my monograms here. I will say iron-on is super forgiving. So just go slowly. But you know, this is a super, super simple design. And like I said, iron-on is super forgiving. So now this is the one I couldn't exactly see. This pink for some reason is so hard to see the cut lines. Oh, my heat press is ready there. It's telling me to move along here. So we will do just that. Then you're just gonna wanna make sure you get all of your little scraps set off to the side because we do not want them anywhere on our project. So all of these are done. They came out really, really nicely. I think they're gonna look really nice on our fabric. So let's go ahead and get cleaned up just a little bit here. And then I am going to go ahead and cut. Perfect. Then I'll go ahead and set this to the side. I will bring in my heat press mat. I'll go ahead and set these here for a moment. I'll bring in my heat press mat. And then on the packaging for the ribbon, it says that the ribbon is 100% polyester. So I'm going to very quickly hop over to the Cricut heat guide, just so I know exactly how long. It's gonna be 330 for 30 seconds. Perfect. And I'll pull in my heat press here just to show you. So it's already set to that because I'm pretty sure the 100% cotton and the polyester have the same heat settings, the 330 for 30 seconds. So I'm pretty sure my heat press is 90% of the time set to the setting. So that's probably why it's already there, because of the last project I was working on. So now bringing in our heat press once again, we will just go ahead and start the monogram. So I am going to put my monograms on my ribbon that I measured it in Design Space, right? So I'm going to go this way, horizontally across the ribbon. So the first thing I want to do is just set that on my mat there, and I'm just going to very quickly, we will just set this on here for just a couple seconds there, and this will smooth out our ribbon nice and flat so we can get, nice and flat so we can hopefully get a nice press on it. And then 2, it will help get out any moisture that's in the ribbon so we can have a nice press on our finished project. So it's kind of curling up on me a little, which is fine. It's not a big deal, but just keep that in mind if you do decide to make this. That didn't want to really get too straight, it kind of curled up, so we're just going to be cautious of that. And I will take my first monogram here, just like this, and I'm just going to take it and try to just get it placed how I think looks nicely. I'm going to kind of just line it up with some of those grid marks there. And that's what we have so far. The glitter iron-on, once you take the transfer sheet off, oh my gosh, it's so pretty. It really comes to life once the transfer sheet's off. So I will just grab a piece of parchment paper or butcher paper. I'm just gonna set that on top of it. Now this is ribbon, so I'm definitely not going to do the 30 seconds. I'm going to do a lot less than the 30 seconds. So I will start with about 10 seconds here. Take this off, and I'll just kind of move this mat over to the side a little so that we can get our ribbon nice on this nice cold desk here, and you can literally just feel the heat coming off of it. So, and because this is just a ribbon, it's super, super thin, it's not gonna take very long at all. So that was 10 seconds on 330. Now, I normally, when I do iron on, I like to put my parchment paper back on and then repress it for a few seconds, maybe 10 to 15 seconds, depending on the material. However, for this fabric, because it's just so thin, I don't think I'm gonna do that today. But that is always an option, and it is something that I do. So now we will just go on to our next little ribbon here. as straight as possible. And then I'm just gonna try to line it up here on the grid marks or the checks of the pattern. And this is really, really nice because it helps you make sure that it's centered, which for the ribbon, I'm not 100% sure it would be like a super huge deal, but it is super nice. I love when there's like built-in guides to straightness, because that is one thing that I definitely struggle with, is getting things straight. So anytime I have the kind of built-in ruler on my project, I am all for it. It is a lifesaver for me. So just giving this a moment, we will wait for that heat to be drawn out, and then we're going to rip it up and just monitoring when you pull. And I'm not seeing any lifting or any areas that I'm concerned about. So again, I will not be repressing this just because it is super thin, and I do not see a need. And oh my god, it's so pretty. It's so pretty. So we will just quickly do our last one here. Okay guys, so this is how my little ribbon came out. I just put it on this little cardboard boxes that I found at the Dollar Tree. This is how the bow came out. I just did a simple loop bow with our custom ribbon. And I love this because, I mean, the ribbon is super affordable. I used just scrap pieces of HTV for the monogram itself. And then this little container is from Dollar Tree. It cost $1.25. Used our monogram ribbon pieces for the tails. I will do all three in the 3 monograms that I gave. And this will just be the cutest, sweetest little container to give someone a nice gift that is personalized, and it just looks like you put so much time and thought into. Really, it's so super simple and quick and easy. Anyone can do it, and I really just encourage you to get out your machines and just start. Just create. And I hope that you join me in other videos and we can create together. Thank you guys so much for watching.